Victor Wembanyama
Victor.
scored a career-high 50 points, including a career-high 8 three-pointers in a 139-130 win over the Wizards.
Wemby is special. How many times have we seen somebody that young that can put the ball on the floor? He got a three-point shot. He got a mid-range. Where the is the weakness?
It's not that his age, it's his size.
Victor Wembanyama just went from tall kid who blocks sunlight to a full-blown NBA cheat code, and now the league's shaking harder than a soda can in a paint mixer. What did he do? How did it happen? And why are NBA veterans suddenly pretending they're injured? Let's find out.
Tim, how tall are you officially?
I'm officially 7'4".
You're officially 7'4".
7'4", maybe something a little bit, but...
And Wemby, were you looking down at him or looking up at him?
I was like, look like this. And I was like, no way. I know because on the paper, I was taller. You saw 7'3". I'm 7'4". And I was looking at him, I was like, no way, I'm taller than him.
The Spurs must think fans are living under a rock. Every season, they roll out Victor Wembanyama with a new official height like they're updating his software. One year, he's 7'4", then suddenly 7'3", and now, surprise, back to 7'4" again.
To have not happened to you very many times in your life, because just to be clear, I'm wearing about 5-inch heels right now, so if we don't have to show the get closer here. Just to be clear, if we're taking shoes off here, that's the height that we're talking about. There's only a few players where that is the case here, Brian.
So look, he was listed as 7'3" as a rookie, but that was a lie. He was not 7'3". I believe he was actually about 7'5".
7 foot question mark? At this point, they might as well say he's somewhere between a power forward and a small skyscraper. Reporters standing next to him each season tell the whole story. In year one, their heads were brushing his shoulder.
What'd you come in at? You came in at how much?
Probably like 30, I think probably like 30 pounds.
30 pounds since coming to the NBA?
Yeah, 2 years.
Holy shit. Holy shit. 30?
Around that, yeah.
What did you come in? You weighed how much when you came into the league?
I'd say like 215, 220.
And right now you're coming in at 245.
In year two, they barely reached his chest. Year three? Forget it. Their heads are now making friends with his elbow. The man looks like he's preparing to high-five satellites.
Breaking news out of the NBA, according to our Shams Sharania, Victor Wembanyama, the San Antonio Spurs star, is going to miss the rest of the season with what Shams is reporting, a form of a blood clot in his right shoulder. He is out for the season, and the Spurs believe that this is an isolated condition.
A blog even ran the numbers and guessed he's closer to 7'7". 7'7". That's not a player. That's a moving tree with handles. Only a handful of players taller than 7'3" have had decent careers. So San Antonio is playing hide and seek. If they list him shorter, maybe the universe will forget to curse him with fragile ankles.
Any little injury would be the end of his career online. So to avoid the constant chatter, they protect Wemby with his joke official height. But it turns out we just got news that could protect Wemby better than the Spurs ever could. But I live in Texas, and with basketball, we're always like, oh, it's a zero income tax state, players love it.
That rare blood clot issue last year sent real shockwaves through the Spurs organization. The kind of problem you don't expect from a 21-year-old in peak form. Wemby himself admitted spending way too much time around doctors, hearing bad news, and realizing life isn't forever. That kind of scare changes a man.
You look at those, solid, stronger. And is it just strength and conditioning? What have you added to the regimen that's allowed you to gain the weight?
Yes. I mean, strengthening, of course, but the main thing for me is I could, in theory, put on a lot of weight, but I would lose some of my mobility, some of my athleticism. So it's something that needs to be done.
Media Day photos told the story. His face alone looked heavier. The same face that used to look like it was sculpted out of breadsticks now has jawlines that could cut glass. It's giving Giannis energy. Remember when Giannis came into the league looking like a paperclip? That's the blueprint.
You're hearing this news as I'm delivering this news. Your first reaction to this?
No. I think leading up to Wemby getting drafted and joining the league and what we've seen so far, Matt and Christine, the preparation that he had put into his body was paying off. But he's been meticulous for years, his entire team, his family. We know about him coming to games with books. And so to hear this, and it's a shoulder and it's isolated,
His transformation isn't just muscle, it's stability, it's durability, it's evolution. If Giannis 2.0 is terrifying, imagine Giannis 2.0 stretched vertically another half a foot. It's not optional, it's mandatory. That's every coach's dream, especially for a player who could swat your jumper. He's 22 years old, talking like a 15-year veteran who's seen it all.
New holy crap, how tall is Wemby photo just dropped. I don't know, I was told my whole life David Robinson was 7'1". Wemby looks like he's 8 feet tall. That's crazy, man.
If you saw the last photo of them, which was about 2 years ago, he looked pretty normal.
Yeah, wow. I think it should be part of media day every year. We're just checking in with Wemby, seeing how tall he is.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out, but right now it's less dynamic duo and more trial and error. Greg Popovich might have retired, but spiritually, well, they've got questions. Big ones. Watching them run the pick and roll last season felt like watching two people trying to dance to different songs.
But I do understand why the Spurs are so paranoid. Wemby has like GOAT potential, making plays that don't even look human at times, but that blood clot issue last year was a mystery. Came out of nowhere, super rare for a 21-year-old, but the more we hear, the scarier it sounds.
They'll figure it out, but right now it's less dynamic duo and more trial and error. Then there's shooting, or rather, the lack of it. And let's not forget the coaching situation. Popovich's successor, Mitch Johnson, might be good. The man literally admitted Pop was still whispering in his ear last year.
Breaking news, we finally have an official measurement for Victor Wembanyama. Now, the #1 overall pick has been listed from anywhere between 7'2" to 7'5", but up until today, there had been no official NBA measurement for him. The San Antonio Spurs announced that Wemby's official height is 7 feet, 3.5 inches, and that is without shoes. And this is actually a ½ inch taller than Wembanyama said that he was back in October. So call me crazy, but is Wemby still growing?
Which is fine, unless you realize Pop's been doing that for 30 years and might still be haunting his clipboard. Of course, the biggest question mark is still Wemby's health. He's already in Defensive Player of the Year conversations before he's even hit 65 games. They've got the assets to land a legit co-star.
How old were you when you were my height? I'm 5'10".
5'10". That's what? 1m78? 1m78 something? Probably 9.
Nice. That makes me feel good.
Imagine pairing Wemby with Lauri Markkanen, two 7-footers stretching the court like it's made of rubber. The Spurs might not want to admit how tall he is, but the rest of the league already knows. Wemby's not just growing physically, the NBA's pretending to sleep fine, but every GM's secretly watching Spurs highlights in night vision. Because when your 22-year-old center looks down on Giannis both literally and figuratively, it's not basketball anymore. It's domination on stilts.